Hey everybody, how's it going? Will here again. Just wanted to upload another video. I'm going to start a new series of videos maybe. I'm not sure how frequently they'll be, but just having to do with language resources. I know the YouTube language community kind of has this obsession with resource videos, which is good and bad. It's good if if you're really going to use the resources and you're trying to look for information, but I think a lot of people, like me included, just try to accumulate resources, and it's one of those things they get all these books that look good and nice, but then they just end up laying around. Like I know, like I'll watch videos on YouTube all the time of like people saying what their best resources are, and then I'll be like, oh, this book looks cool, but then I'm more excited about getting the book than I actually am studying it. So it's kind of I guess it depends how much motivation you have, but one of the books, I'm studying Spanish and Chinese, as I mentioned before, some other things here and there, but one of the books that's definitely helped me the most is called Integrated Chinese, obviously for Chinese. And this is the first level, part 1. I believe there are 4 books, maybe like level 1, part 1, and part 2, and level 2, part 1 and part 2. And this is the newest edition. And I really wish that the company, whoever makes this, would produce books for all languages, because it's really the best format and teaching method of a book I've seen in terms of simplicity, material covered. It's not as exhaustive, like there's some textbooks that cover, very, very beginner all the way to advanced, but it just in terms of what it's trying to accomplish, it does it just fantastically. And I just love the cleanliness and simplicity of it. So essentially how each lesson is organized is like there's all these characters at the school in Beijing, I think. And each lesson, there's 10 lessons in each book and 2 parts to each lesson. And it'll start off each lesson or whatever with a dialogue here. So you'll get this dialogue with the characters here, and then the pinyin also on the other side. So you'll just have this dialogue, and it's the first dialogue you won't know any of the characters obviously, because this is meant for beginning level. But then on the next page, once you've read the dialogue, you won't be able to obviously at first, but the next page, it has characters that are utilized in that dialogue, as you can see here. So it's very nice. And then right after that, the third component, so the first component is the dialogue, just like a story. The second component is the characters that you need, their definitions with the pinyin, which is the Latinized alphabet pronunciation, if you don't know what the pinyin is, and then the characters. And then the third component, starting here and going on to the next page, is grammar concepts. And it's not grammar that will bog you down. There's generally, they only include the grammar concepts that are used in the like immediately previous dialogue. So like for this lesson, I'm on lesson 7 right now. You can't really see. There's grammar point number 1, grammar point number 2, and grammar point number 3, and that's all you're going to get for this lesson, because they're short dialogues and it only covers the grammar. It only introduces the grammar as it only introduces the grammatical explanations as it introduces like the grammar in the actual dialogue. So it's very useful. Like it's not too much, as some textbooks certainly are. They focus on grammar primarily and then vocabulary secondary, but this focuses on like stories in the form of real life situations that you're bound to run into, and then secondarily vocab, and then as a third point grammar. So it's just very well organized. The progression is excellent. And then at the end of every lesson, there's just some, as you can see on this page, there's just some exercises. I don't do all the exercises all the time. I do some of them. It's meant for classroom use, so a lot of things are like, use a partner, blah, blah, blah. But I just think it's fantastic. I value a lot, I guess, the style of language resources sometimes. Like, and as silly as that sounds, sometimes you're just more motivated to delve into a book, like if it looks inviting, I guess, or if it just looks simple, rather than like maybe a textbook from the 1960s, which is just black copy on white pages, just like really scrunched together, just not organized well. So yeah, if you're looking to get into Chinese for the first time, I would 100% recommend this book, and then the ones after it. I'm just finishing this one, so I don't know a ton, But I find most of the dialogues pretty useful in terms of real life situations. They hit on kind of the major points that you need to know in terms of, like, A1 level of Chinese, and I definitely plan to go through all 4 books of this. So yeah, feel free to leave any comments, criticisms, anything, suggestions in the comment section. Peace.